All right, welcome back to Weather of Maddox, and this week we got some winter weather to talk about. If you've seen any of our past uploads with this, we've been talking about the possibility of winter weather on late January, early February timeframe, and sure enough, we have the possibility of significant ice accumulation starting tomorrow on Tuesday. That's probably when most of y'all will be watching this. Um, So start with Tuesday. Yep, and so high of 32, low of 28 on Tuesday. Perfect range for an ice event. Freezing rain. A lot of people have been asking me if it's going to like snow and everything. This is going to be strictly freezing rain and probably a little bit of sleet, but mostly freezing rain. And freezing rain is not the fun stuff that you get to, sled down and all that. That's the stuff that'll accumulate on trees, power lines, bring power lines and trees down. It'll accumulate on your cars. It'll uh, freeze your door shut and all that. It's not the fun stuff that we like to have. Which yeah, you better get the de-icer ready. Get because we could be talking about anywhere from a quarter of an inch to a half an inch of ice, which may not sound like a whole lot, but that's pretty significant for an ice event. Believe me when I say it. 100% chance of school being out on Tuesday. So y'all ain't gonna be coming to school Tuesday. For much of the state of Arkansas, the schools will be closed on Tuesday. On Wednesday, pretty much the same deal. I think the high it may get above freezing on Wednesday afternoon for a very short period of time. And when that does happen, maybe some melting might happen. But we're gonna have some additional freezing rain Wednesday morning. With like I said, slight warming in the afternoon, some melting. I'd still give Wednesday about an 80% chance of school being out, at least for the northern and central parts of the state. And lows in the upper 20s, lower 30s on Wednesday, around 29 or 30. On Thursday, I think things will start to improve. I don't think that we'll be out of school on Thursday, but I could be wrong. Um, High of 37, things will start to melt. Whenever you have ice, all you have to do is get just a couple of degrees above freezing, and you don't even have to have sunshine. Just a couple of degrees above freezing, and things will start melting pretty rapidly. Um, so yeah, possible sleet, freezing rain showers in the morning on Thursday, like early morning, and then changing over to rain Thursday afternoon. That's really going to help melt things off on Thursday afternoon and evening. This is the National Weather Service. This is what they're saying. The amount of ice that we've been getting, as you can see, anywhere from around Mena all the way up to the Memphis region, we could have quarter an inch to half an inch to even areas out there in far eastern Arkansas, up there by Memphis, could see um, uh, 3/4 of an inch of ice, which is pretty significant. That's a lot of ice. So, and with that being said, that's why we have an ice storm warning, which is pretty rare. And go ahead and the next slide there. Ice storm warning from Mena through Hot Springs, Benton and Bryant, Little Rock, Conway, up towards Brinkley and Searcy, down to Pine Bluff, over to Memphis and West Memphis. That's a pretty rare. It includes Jonesboro as well. That's a pretty rare deal. You don't usually see ice warnings in the state. Um, Ice warnings means that you have a chance of seeing around a half an inch of ice or more. So it's pretty rare to have ice storm warnings, but sure enough, we do have one now, starting today, ending early Wednesday morning. So this is why we're going to have freezing rain. As you can see, look at this chart here. If you see for example, take snow, for example, all levels of the atmosphere have to be below freezing. So the upper levels of the atmosphere have to be below freezing. The mid levels and the lower levels have to all be below 32 degrees. For sleet, you have to have the very, very upper levels below freezing, 32 or below, and then the mid levels and lower levels being, it could be freezing or you have to have the mid levels being above freezing, and then the lower levels could either be above freezing or below freezing. It doesn't really matter. For freezing rain, you have to have upper levels warmer than 32 degrees and mid levels warmer than 32 degrees, but surface temperature has to be 32 degrees or below. And we're going to have surface temperatures at least, are going to be in the low 30s, even upper 20s. So ice is going to accumulate incredibly fast. And so that's why we have that ice storm warning. What? But so travel impacts are going to be The main problem with this, and so that's why I'm thinking school's going to be out Tuesday and Wednesday, but shouldn't be too big of a deal. We've had ice storms in Arkansas before. This is not going to be like the one in 2009. In fact, ice storms are actually very common in Arkansas. For the last 3 years in a row, we've had an ice storm followed by actually a snow event. So maybe we'll have the same deal this year too. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching.